Pottery peeps. So today is December 1st and this is post-surgery Tiffany. I survived it. Barely. Well, not barely. Well, we did have some complications. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but I tend to be one of those, my doctors are calling me a unicorn. I'm allergic to pretty much every medication they put me on. And in fact, they didn't quite believe me how bad it was when the medications they were giving me pre-surgery, I warned them that I reacted to them, and they asked me how, and I told them, you know, scratching, itching, want to tear my skin off. And they said, well, that's just the normal opioid reaction. Well, did they learn a thing or two? So in recovery after surgery, I got Narcan. Yes, that is the drug that they give people who overdose. I had such a violent reaction coming out of surgery that they actually had to give me that drug, which I've never had, which I never ever want to have again. And what it did was erase all of the pre-medications, the nerve block, all of the pre-pain stuff that they had in place so that this surgery wasn't as bad. So that got all erased. So I got an extended stay in the hospital, and it took 20 hours, I was counting, 20 hours and 32 minutes before they actually got on top, found a drug that they could, that worked with me, that could actually get on top of the pain. Normally I have a high tolerance for pain, which is really good because I do have this problem where I can't take stuff, and I don't even like taking Tylenol because if I take too much Tylenol, I get this weird buzz here in my sinuses. It's like someone's blowing up my nose. It's really weird. Anyway, so yeah, so I am more believable now, which is good. It's really nice when your doctors finally believe what you're saying, right? But I'm doing really good. Other than second thing, saw the doctor on Tuesday for the post-op checkup, and I'm allergic to the stereo strips, the glue of the stereo strips, which I mentioned before that they make me itch. So I'm off they took them all off, and so now I have to be super, super careful that I don't split that open, and we are now treating it because it looks really, really angry, and fingers crossed, no infection. But everything's looking good, and I have to say the best thing about this surgery was the first time I stood up, I could tell right away that this knee was stable, and for some reason it felt like it was light as a feather, the joint, the leg. It's like I've been dragging a tree trunk around with me this whole time for the last 18 months. Anyway, so that's the update. I did want to send out my thanks, and I'm so grateful for all of you who messaged me privately and checking up on me and asking how I'm doing. And it's just, I just so appreciate you, and for just the love and the positivity that is coming from this channel, that's coming my way. I totally feel it. I totally feel it. So I actually loaded a kiln. Yeah, I'm nuts. I didn't glaze. So if you remember back, it seems like forever ago, but it was only like, what, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks and 2 days ago. I've been having problems with pinholes, especially with the speckled clay by Laguna. So I reached out to Lisa by Finkel Pottery, Prince Edward Islands in Canada. She has talked about on her channel, if you don't watch her channel, do, especially if you're a love of runny glazes. She's super, super good at giving you details of what she uses, how she applies them, how she fires them. So she's a great source. So check her out. I'll link her channel in the description notes. But I reached out to her because I couldn't, and it's probably post-brain, can't find, you know, you just can't think straight. You can't string your words or thoughts along. And so I couldn't find Camille Hoffman's Slow Cool out there, and with the Google gods, they couldn't find it. So I reached out to her, and she was nice enough to send me the how you do it, right? So when I came out here to program, no, this is nothing against Lisa. This is me. So she had given it to me, but of course, drugs, pain, you name it, I couldn't figure it out. I'm not techie. I've mentioned that before. So I couldn't figure it out exactly how to get, I've never programmed my kiln other than just your regular basic programming to like preheat and a hold, and I gotta stop itching. All of those things. So I've never programmed my kiln. I've owned it for 2 years and never programmed her. And hold on, looks like I'm gonna get interrupted. Hold just a second. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
You okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I just got home.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, sun checking up on me. I tell you, the worst thing about having surgery is people won't leave you alone. I happen to be one of those people that likes to be, I want to lick my wounds in a dark corner kind of thing. Just want to be left alone. Leave me alone. Don't come visit me. Don't, yeah. And everybody's checking up on me. Anyway, super sweet, my son. He just stopped by. We've actually got a winter storm going, so we've got lots of snow 1st of December, which is super, super nice. All right, rambling. Anyway, so going through and trying to figure out how to program my kiln, I finally called Perry at Skutt, and it's like, talk me through this because I need a very basic talk through. And he was super, super nice, you guys. In fact, he just jumped me way ahead and only had me make one change in my program. And I don't know if I can explain it to you because that was a few days ago and it's been, you know, a few pain pills since then. So, but if you have an issue with the slow cool, ask Perry. He was super, super awesome. So Lisa, super, super awesome to be helpful to me. It's just my fault because, you know, I can't follow directions. Don't want to follow directions. And Perry he's played with this program a lot too. And if you've got a Skutt kiln, he knows the kilns and how they're going to perform best. And so he just jumped me to, I believe it was segment 7, and just had me put a number in there. I can't tell you what that number is now, and so forth. And so let's see if it actually worked. So I didn't glaze anything. Everything in here is students, and it's just those 4 chip and dip bowls that were pinholes and some other stuff we've been holding on to that were pinholes. We'll see how they did. So fingers crossed. Okay, I did fire this to a cone 5 rather than a cone 6 because I know with the hold it was going to, Perry told me this, he says I might have, it would get to a cone 6 even though I fired it to a cone 5. And I might get more running than I wanted. This is Mickey's. Yeah, and she got some running here. And I don't think that's a pinhole. I think that's actually, this is Dutch Sprinkle Over Rainy Day from Coyote. And she actually put it over, she likes putting this combo over the glaze transfers because it will react with the underglaze and run it. But she likes it because to her it looks like, you know, well, it looks like a storm, looks like the end of days for these poor dinosaurs. And it was an accident. She actually found this out by an accident when she had done this over transfers. It did run, so she's got some cleaning up. I'm going to try my best not to walk much and just put things on the kiln over here. These are Caroline. She's got a bunch of bunny pendants in here for Christmas. And I believe she's done a wash, a stain, an iron stain, and then probably marigold over these guys. Looks like we've got a nice drip. Where in the world did that drip come from? It's the color of the picture, but the picture was over here. Do 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 do. All right. Okay, where to start? Let's start with this. This is Mickey's. This is actually a hand-built teapot. And she's done some really cool hand painting on this. It says, "You are, I think, an evening star." And then to the fairest of all stars. Oh, that's cool. And then this is her hand-built teapot. I love the design she's put on here. So, and I do believe this is all done with underglazes and then a clear glaze over the top. All right, let's address this. Now, this is Savannah's. This is her Grim Reaper that she has hand sculpted. But it's vitrified. The only glaze is on the scythe. And then a lot of you, well, I'm sure you know this, but she's going to paint this with acrylics and then seal it. She wanted to do a lot of dry brushing, a lot of details that way. And so you don't have to just use glazes on your pottery. If it's food, if it's for food, you do. If you want to use it, if it's functional pottery, but sculptural, or even a lot of these things that we make for Christmas, like gnomes and angels and that kind of thing, they don't have to be glazed. They can be vitrified, and then you can do acrylics and paint them and do shadings, and you can do a spray sealer or a liquid sealer that you brush on, and they'd be fine. But this is her Grim Reaper. Yes, and I'm just stacking everything over here on this other kit. And this is another one of Caroline's amazing hats that she's been sculpting. And I love what she's done with the thorn there. And then she's got the spider and the skull coming out of the flowers. And then she's got a little bloody ghost hanging from this hat. All right. And this one, when I saw Mickey glazing this, I told her I wanted it. The only glaze that's on here is white glaze over the speckled buff. She's done white on the inside. And then she put white into a squeeze bottle and drew this scene and added the icicles and just did this all with glaze, no underglaze, and did it with the squeeze bottle rather than a brush. Turned out really cool, didn't it? And then these are Caroline's. More bunnies, and I think these are done in the same way with the marigold and some sort of stain. I wasn't there when they glazed these, so I'm just kind of guessing. This one, I think, oh, I love what she's done there. I think it's seaweed with maybe smoky merlot. I'm not sure. Little paint palette. And then these are Mickey's. Oh, that's very pretty. Look at the micro crystals we got with the slow cool. Ooh, that's exciting. I love micro crystals. So that's really exciting. But I don't know what glaze this is, guys. I'm sorry. Actually, it might be wasabi with pearl white. I don't know. If I see her before I upload this video, I'll ask. And I do think this is the same. So, very, very nice. This is all porcelain. She's using porcelain. I love that. I love the blues and whites. Of course, I love blues and whites. It's one of my, well, I love blues, so anything with blue in it. I think it's Honey Flux. Over, I don't know, almost looks like blue or teal. Very pretty. And this one I know is Arctic Blue over the Terra Red. And we've been having pinholes with the Arctic Blue. So, no pinholes. Awesome. And then she's hand painted this. I believe it's a Lord of the Rings reference. And this one ran. Oh, thank you for advancer shelves. I might get some running on the other side of that shelf though, because it was over the edge, but boy, did it run. And again, this is the Dutch sprinkle over the Coyote's rainy day. So I think she did the Dutch sprinkle first and then the rainy day, because when she mentioned it to me, I told her she should have done it the other way, because I remember this running a lot. And so, but yeah, really pretty. So the slow cool didn't work. The pinholes, well, they're not as bad, but they're still there. So I might try it again. I'm pretty sure it's because I took the speckled buff up to a cone 6 with the glazing, and it doesn't really care for that. I found that all the clays with grogs, for me at least, the cone 5, cone 6 clays with grog don't really care to go to a cone 6. So that could be it. Well, that's disappointing. But I was smart enough, because I had this problem that the night before surgery, I threw 4 more of these, and she doesn't need them until before Christmas. And so they're drying. I need to bisfire them. And so at least I've got 4 to fill that order, because both of these, yeah, nope, not gonna work. So the pinholes are less, but they're still there. Let's see how they do on the shelf below. And then these are Caroline's. Another fortune cookie. Another little sculpture. Yeah, we're still doing ghosts, you guys. Another little goblin that lost an ear. And then these are, I think I've mentioned that Caroline wants to be a coroner. And so we've got some more bodies, another paint. And I believe this is Honey Flux. All right, so I already see pinholes still. Again, they're less, but they're still there, which is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that I could deliver, that these would work, and then I didn't need to glaze those other 4, and I could get her order off to her this weekend. But it'll be next weekend. I'm not up to glazing yet. Yep. So it half worked. So maybe, well, I don't have anything to lose. I could put them in another one and see what happens. Now these were Tess's Naptime Potter, and these were, I didn't think there was enough glaze on them, but, and they were, this is the Arctic Blue over the Terra Red, and they had pinholed really bad, but, so it got rid of the pinholes, but because there wasn't enough glaze, it's done something, and the second fire, she's got more browns over the red, but with the blues, it's actually quite pretty. I don't know if she'll like it, but we did get rid of the pinholes off of this one. So let's check all these out. So it could be that the speckled buff just doesn't like it. So, oh, that's cool. Yeah, these are our Arctic Blue over the Terra Red, and it did make that Terra Red go almost black. It's a black red, which is super yummy. Super toasty. No pinholes. Ooh, I like that. Very rustic. And no pinholes on this one. We might have fixed Tess's. Obviously fixed the Arctic blue issue on the Terra red. Ooh, that's pretty. Can't really see in there, but look at all those blues and greens on the inside. I bet you these are going to look even prettier outside out of this light in here. It's not the best. Oh, my bad. I loaded this too. Dang it. So I was supposed to put that on a stilt. Good thing I have advanced shelves. So what most likely we'll do with this, grind it because it's got some kiln wash on it now. Maybe fire it again on a stilt and let that glaze flatten out. All right. Ooh, look at that. That is super cool. Well, if you do a thin coat of Arctic blue and fire it twice, it's actually I like it. I don't know if she will, but I do. When you refire something, you've got to kind of just lose the whole idea of or expectation of what you think it should look like and just go with, you know, the cool results of what you end up with, because to reproduce something like this is going to be super hard, man. Let's look at that. See if I can get the cascading color. That is super pretty. I really like it. Very farmhouse, very rustic, very masculine. I actually really like it. So that's it for me today. I am not going to be taking pictures because my 4 things in here don't need their picture taken because they're not done. They either are done and they're gonna be in pieces, or they get one more chance. So any of you following along with slow cools and want to know about that, well, if I do it again, I'll probably give it one more try. I mean, I have nothing to lose, so might as well, and see if that fixes them. I'm not gonna stress about them for Kathy's order. I will be finishing the 4 in B mix and they will be glazed, probably in these same glazes. But since they're B mix and I've got more history with B mix than I do with the speckled buff. And I did try with those doing a B mix slip over the speckled. So who knows? That could be part of it. Don't know why, but it could be. You never know. You just kind of got to go with the flow. So stay tuned. We might have more to this. And again, thank you so much for all of you who have reached out to and asked me how I'm doing and sending healing thoughts. I'll get there. And I really appreciate all of you and appreciate this channel and the community that we've been able to grow and so forth. So I will see you. Well, you'll get past Tiffany in the next video, which will be next Saturday. And it's going to be on these really, really cool mugs, these custom mugs. I usually do custom mugs for businesses, but this was for a family and it was really, really cool. And I think it's something we can all do and offer to our customers that I never thought of before. So it was a great idea and it wasn't even mine. So we will go get muddy for me. You guys, make some pottery for me. Send me pictures if you're making stuff that the channel has inspired you. I'd love to see them. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye.